Hello viewers, Masquera say, it is yet another wonderful moment being with you here on Africa and Beyond Television Network. Our aim is to make sure that you are informed about what is going to happen in the next elections come 2023. Our mandate is to make sure that we win this election. As young people, we have a generational mandate to defend. We must have a generational consensus which we are following. And we need to outline the importance of the young people, the youth impact or the influence of the young people in the political arena. However, we have realized that if you check on the statistics, young people who are going online to follow politics, there are only a few. The majority of our young people, they are focused on comedy, they are focused on other issues, movies, etc. That is what they are focused on. But when it comes to politics, only a few are managing or are focused on shaping the politics of Zimbabwe. And it is very important for our young children, our young kids, our young boys between 18 and 24 to be more involved in what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. You might not be involved actively, but you might have your own participation in what is really happening by just following the political issues. That makes you be informed about what is happening and what needs to be done. And that is what is critical and that is what is very, very important. So the youth effect, the power of the youth is that they are the generation of today. They are the leaders who are there and not of tomorrow. They are the leaders of today. I will not accept to have somebody tell me that I will lead tomorrow. I want to lead today. That is the mentality our youth should have. That is the power our youth possess at this moment. And it is very, very, very important to understand that because the days of your youth are the most important days because ndopaunenge uchiri nepower nesimba, ability to think properly and ability to implement some things. It will come a time where you now have a family, you now have so much responsibilities, you now have school fees, you now want to send your kids to boarding, you can no longer participate freely in other economics and other political issues. So the time is now when you are still young, and it's now ripe for you. If you are 18 years and above, you are now ripe to be part of the politics of the nation of Zimbabwe. So your power as young people is very, very important. And I want to try to see if I can bring a young person, somebody here, to see how they view things in the nation of Zimbabwe. So I will try to call this person and see if I can get in touch with that person. So the power of the youth is that you have an advantage at this moment because you are the person who the family is looking up to. So you can actually see that there is a moment of being on your peak, and that moment is when you are young. So you need to take a position, the correct position. And that correct position must be an issue to contribute to the nation building of your country. How do you contribute to the nation building? You need to form groups of young people, not to be politically involved, but to be economically involved. So you have to put your process together, monies together, put money together as young people. You are 100 young people living in Glenville and you are unemployed. Put money together. If 100 people put $100 each together, that money is a lot. It can start something. You start something, then you begin to grow from there. So you see that after 5 years, after 10 years, the impact you will have, the power you will have in Glenville, the power of 100 powerful youths. We have come together, we have put resources together. 100 young people put resources together, invested. The power you have in Glenview alone is very, 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 very unstoppable. The influence you create is very, very unstoppable. So let me try to see if I'm connected here. Hello, Evans. Yeah, I hope you can hear me very well. Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, Evans, we are live right now at this moment. We are live at this moment, and we are talking about the power of youth, or the influence of youth in different areas. In your view, as a young person, what do you think or believe should be done to make sure that young people are politically empowered and economically empowered?
Yes, thank you. Everyone know the TV. I'm grateful to all of this. As a youth, I think the youth must be empowered through a good knowledge about their political participation in all electoral processes. To give understand how important for them to participate in electoral processes. And some of them, they are isolated themselves from political through the fear, intimidation, violence, and so many things which is happening to the youth in our communities, especially political violence. It's the thing that youth can become very ignorant when it comes to electoral processes. Then economically, because of our economic needs and our economic situation, which is very bad, some of the youth didn't get any chance in their life to go for it.
Yeah, I think we are losing connection here. Let me see if we can reconnect to my brother Evans on the line. But he has mentioned the issue to do with the participation, the importance of young people participating in electoral processes. I think that is very, very important. We would like to see young people being councillors, young people being MPs. Okay, we had lost you. I believe that you are back. Can you continue? Okay, let's do this, Evans. Okay, I'm going to tell Evans to do a recording because it seems as if network yake is so bad. So what I want him is to respond through a recording. Then we'll play the recording here. So what I was saying is that according to what he was saying is that we need to have young people being involved in electoral processes. And that is very important. That is participation of young people in politics. That is contesting for council positions, contesting for MP positions. And that is very, very, very critical to our young people. So you can actually see that we are many as young people. We can stop political violence. We can stop violence against one of our own. Why? We just resort as young people to say, we are not going to beat each other. We are not going to abduct each other. We are not going to take directives which are going to harm us or inconvenience us as young people. We can take that route, we can take that direction. So you can actually see that there are a lot of issues to young people can do politically. However, there is an issue where for economic participation, I was mentioning that 100 young people from Glenview, if they are to put their resources together, they are unemployed, but they can raise something. If they are to put their resources together, they can start something, a very powerful business venture where at the end of 5 years, they will be very strong in that community. If it is a ward, if it is a constituency, we will have a very connected young people, who are very powerful to an extent that they can influence how leadership works in their area. So we have my machines, my brick molding machines. It seems as if they're expensive. But if you put your resources together and you begin to cross with dinner using a machine, you are going to see that it is going to be easy for you because you are buying your quarry, you are buying your cement, and you are making your bricks and you are selling those bricks in your community. So you have created employment for yourselves. You have created employment for others, and you are making money. Instead of us having Chinese coming to Zimbabwe to invest on our behalf, we are now having our own young people investing for themselves in their own country. How? They have put resources together and they are making use of those resources they have put together to create jobs. So you can actually see that young people can do a lot of things, but you don't need to wait for you to raise $1,000, for you to raise $2,000, for you to raise $10,000. You can raise $100 each, and you combine more than 100. You write an agreement, you pass, you register a company, you begin to run a company, you appoint the people who are going to be the runners of a business. Then you begin to run your business. So even if you are going to work elsewhere, you can even put your money, your $100. It's like you are putting, you are buying shares in a certain company. So you can go to work as a civil servant, but you can have a business, a venture with others. I have seen madzimai vachita mukando. But let that mukando issue be an investment thing where you are doing your mukando to buy a machine which is going to help you. So you will see that other people or other guys will be employed somewhere. But because they've started a business also and they've employed some of their members to work in that company, you can work even in rotations. Let's say Makawanda, work in rotations. To say, vamwe vari kushanda this shift, vari number yakati, next shift kouya vamwe number yakati, next shift kouya vamwe number yakati. So, you know what? I have a documented plan about a youth empowerment. And if we are to implement that documented plan, you can actually see that people are going to transform their lives altogether. Because what we need is not funding from anywhere. Let's fund ourselves. Phone yawinayo iwewe, iPhone yawinayo, Samsung chakadaro yawinayo. Phone dzese dzatinadzo dzatakatenga nemari yakawanda, $200, $300, and you are complaining that there are no jobs. If you sell that phone, you're worth $300 and invest $200. It is a lot of money, and you can use that money positively. So I am going to play a recording from Mkoma Evans here. Then we will continue with this program.
Right. Since mumwe wechidiki ndinoona zvakakosha uye zvakanaka kuti vechidiki vapiwe masimba munyaya dzezvematongerwo enyika uye vapiwe masimba munyaya dzezveupfumi. Asi tine dambudziko zvikuru kunyanya rinokonzerwa nenyaya dzematongerwo enyika, nekuti matongerwo enyika ndo anokontributa pazvinhu zvakawanda, kubvira kucontribution yepolitics kumayouth necontribution yeeconomy kumayouth, nekuti mayouth edu vazhinji hatina mari. So kuti politics muZimbabwe dziite uye influential kana kuti wane mapost kana kuti wane zvinzvimbo zvepamusoro semuyouth zviri very difficult, because hatina maresources anoita kuti tikwanise kupinda mupolitics dzepamusoro. Uyezve kune zveupfumi vazhinji vedu vanambobvera vakawana mabasa kana kumbopinda mumabasa, saka kuti vawane pekutangira zvinovanetsa. Uye kuti vamwe education yekuti vadzidze zvakakosha kuti vave vari mupolitics uye zvakakosha kuti vaparticipate munyaya dzezvematongerwo enyika vamwe havazive, saka vanoitoda kuti vapiwe dzidziso idzodzo, vapiwe education yekuti vazive kuti ikodzero yavo kuti vaparticipate mupolitics, nekuti ramangwana renyika riri mumaoko avo, uye ikodzero yavo kuti vaparticipate munyaya dzeupfumi, nekuti ramangwana renyika riri mumaoko avo. Saka zvino tine dambudziko rekuti nekuda kwematongerwo enyika, kuti vagara varivo vakuru nevagara varivo vane mari ndo vanongoramba vari pamberi vachiramba varimo mumatongerwo enyika. Saka vadiki kuti tipinde zvinonetsa. Iko zvine hongu ndinotenda kuti kune youth quota yakagadzirwa, zvinofadza kwazvo, asi yaifanira kuingiriza kuti vanhu vanopinda muyouth quota vapindewo vakati wandei, nekuti ndiko kuti vana vagare vachiziva kuti nyika inofambiswa sei uye matongerwo enyika nemafambisirwo eupfumi munyika akamira sei. Saka ndinoona kuti zvakakosha chaizvo kuti hurumende, uye zvakakosha kuti vechidiki vanzwisise kuti zvakakosha zvikuru kuti vaparticipate munyaya dzezvematongerwo enyika uye munyaya dzezvekuvakwa kweupfumi munyika.
So this was Mukoma Evans, and we are with him. He failed to come through live because of network challenges and network problems. So I'm going to ask him the questions live here, and he will respond through voice, because it seems as if network is so bad. That is the problem we have in Zimbabwe. There is bad network connection. So I'm going to ask him a question here, and he will respond to that question, and we will play that question, that answer right here on the platform. Thank you very much, Mukoma Evans. You have mentioned an issue to do with youth quota, but my question is it proper for us to rely on youth quota? Or because I believe that these are only 30 seats which are reserved for young people, and I believe that they are not enough. So can we rely on those youth quota seats, or we need to have a law which says young people should occupy either parliament or council, and let the old guard occupy senate and the presidium? Because if you check the laws, they say 40 years and above you can contest for president, 40 years and above you can contest for being a senator, but there is an open check from council and parliament or national assembly seats. Do you think, or don't you think that we need to protect the youth by reserving council and parliamentary seats strictly for the young people or for people under 40 years? What is your take on that? So while Mukoma Evans is responding to the question, I believe that we really need to do something. We really need to empower ourselves. We cannot continue to complain about the politics of Zimbabwe, the political nature of Zimbabwe. We have so much power that if we put that power together, it will result to something. You know, at a certain point, I realized that certain people, a certain group of people, young people, they were 9. They sold their phones This is a practical situation which I witnessed. They sold their phones and they remained with the tumbudzi, and they used that money and they invested in something. So right now, if you check where they are, they do t-shirt printing activities. They do a lot of printing activities. They do printing mugs, kugadzira ID cards, ayaya plastic, company plastic ID cards. They do printing a lot of things, t-shirt printing. They are into fashion and everything. But they started by selling off their phones and they bought some machines. So somebody will come and say, I don't have capital, but you have your phone. That phone, you are just using it to go onto Twitter, onto Facebook, and nothing else, onto WhatsApp, and nothing else. It is bringing nothing. So if we are to talk about WhatsApp, going on WhatsApp, you can buy a phone for $15. Ukaenda paGulf in Harare, a phone ya $15. Kadiki so, kanoenda pa WhatsApp, kanoenda pa Twitter, kanoenda pa Facebook, kanogona kuona ma videos on YouTube. Kafoni kadiki $15. And the rest, you put it to an investment. That is the kind of mentality we need to begin to have. And that is only what is going to make us survive in this nation. Why do I say so? We will have change in Zimbabwe, but Nigerians, Ethiopians, South Africans, Ghanaians, Chinese, Indians, Pakistans, British, Americans, they will come and begin and take advantage of us. They will employ us. They will put those $100 together. A group of Indians will send 5 Indians to Zimbabwe, and each and every person will put $100 each, and they will send 5 Indians to come to Zimbabwe to invest. They will come and open a shop in downtown, and they will begin to run it. 5 months later, another group of 5 from that group will come to Zimbabwe, open another shop. 5 months later, another group of 5. Months later, another group of 5. Up until all have 100 Indians. They've come to Zimbabwe to invest, and they now have shops in different towns in different parts of Zimbabwe. Whilst Zimbabweans will still be complaining. We will still be complaining. I know it's hard to raise hard sums of money, but it's easy to raise Marishoma. Why are we not doing it? So you would see that 10 years down the line, your company inenge at a standard yekuti aichabatike at a level yekuti it's now difficult kuti company inge ichibatika. So I believe that there is too much power in young people. There is too much influence in young people, but we have not recognized our power and our influence. Sometimes you need to understand that the people with money, the rich people, they decide who wins elections. The rich people we have, they decide who wins elections. How? They fund. I heard this young person speaking about issue to do with funding, that young people don't have funding. So you will see a situation where the young people will begin to suffer because those with money, they are funding the people whom they trust, which they will protect their interests. So they don't care about the competence of those people or the ability of those people to govern or to lead. They care about the ability of those people to protect their own interests. So we will see a situation where a business person is funding a political organization or a political grouping not based on on ideas, but based on own interests. So if we can create groups in our own areas, in our own locations, the wards, constituencies, and put money together, resources together, by the end of 5 years, we will be able to influence the election, because 100 young people from different families, those are 100 households, 100 families dzatabata. So kana iri ward, you will see kuti 100 vanhu, anditi from a ward 100 vanhu, you will see kuti from 100 families, these are a lot of people, because hakuna munhu asina vanhu vaanodzivana navo 5-6 from different families. So if each and everybody connects from different families, we have created a network where if we send one person to represent us, we win that election with a very huge margins, a very big margins. Because tiruti baba wako, mai vako, hanzvadzi dzako, vanin'ina vako, both of them, they are voting for one person. Wamasarudza kuti ndiye munhu akutimiririra, because they have seen kuti you have an idea which they believe in. So that is what is very, very important. And we need to make sure that we put in place such structures. So what is stopping us as young people? We have the power, we have the capacity to change things, we have everything it takes to make things run, to make things begin to work in our nation. But it's because we don't have economic interests. That is the reason why we don't have power to control things. The moment you're being to build your own cartels is the moment you are going to see change coming. Let's build our own cartels as young people. Cartels. Dzevafana vechidiki. So a lot of people will come and ask you, tikaluza election, zvichazoita sei, zvikadai zvichazoita sei, zvikadai zvichazoita sei. Put countermeasures in place to make sure that hazvikoni. If today we begin to put our monies together in groups, register companies in groups, we will see that by the time we reach elections, tinenge taane more influence. ZANU-PF is doing it through their men believed and their women for ED. That is what they're doing. And what are we doing in the opposition cycles? We are busy sending messages on WhatsApp, sending messages on Facebook, sending messages on Twitter. Are people going to eat messages which are being sent on Twitter? Are people going to eat messages which are being sent on Facebook and other various platforms? No. People will eat from investment, and people will begin to believe, people with capacity and capabilities and ideas to invest. And why can't we create such an environment? We need to create such an environment. We need young people who are coming to forums to sit down, actually sit down and talk. Economic forums, to actually sit down about ideas. But we haven't seen young people having their own forums. They wait for politicians to arrange forums for them. They wait for politicians to plan everything for them. They cannot do it on their own. Why is it that we are not gathering in Harare, in Bulawayo, in Matabeleland, in Masvingo, everywhere? Why are we not gathering, sitting down and talking about money, talking about making money, talking about business? We should be going to government ministries, tichinetsera nyaya yemarebates, tichinetsa through the Minister of Small and Medium Enterprises, tichitomunetsa each and every day, tichida marebates. But the problem is munhu wana akaenda hazvina power. But just imagine a situation where young people are demonstrating in Harare, not for political reasons, but because they are demanding to be allowed to have rebates when they import machinery. Just imagine the impact they are going to make. Just imagine the impact you are going to make. You have concerns. Because we are going to have a very strong case, even if you go before the court, because you'll be saying Chinese are being given rebates, Chinese are being given duty-free and tax holidays. Why are we not being allowed, the citizens? We have submitted our papers that we need tax holidays and rebates. We are being denied that opportunity. You can go to court in a group, and just imagine if 20 groups, if 100 groups of young people goes to the High Court to flood the High Court with court cases, urgent chamber applications being filed, one after another. Even the judges will say, we cannot continue to dismiss these papers just like that. We need to hear the concerns of these young people. So you will see that is how we are going to transform and shape the politics and the economy of Zimbabwe. It's not about talking, it's about actually acting on the ground, going on the ground, acting. Acting. Let's act. Not to only have the strength to throw stones. Let's have the strength to go into offices demanding action from the ministers, while we have our papers. These are the papers, genuine papers. We want to import Zakati, this is our money. Allow us. You will see that we will begin to change things. You will see that that Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises will begin to work. That minister will begin to find a job to do instead of just eating government money without doing anything. So I don't want to take it much longer. I don't see any response from Kwama Evans here. It seems as if there is a problem on his side. So I believe that we need to end this broadcast here and now. We have other issues to attend to. We have an issue, yes, strike doctors. We have an issue here, Honorable Job Sikhala and Honorable Stole. We need to go and find out. Zamira say they were supposed to apply for bail. The ruling was today, and we want to find out kuti Yabuda Yakamira say if there is any ruling at this juncture, because it's now time up. I believe that the ruling is ready. So we have a lot of issues to address, and we are going to address those issues right about now. So we have a live broadcast at 7 p.m. You don't need to miss out that that live broadcast, because I will be hosting Advocate Rusere here on the People's Platform, and Anengarima Gates. It will be a very, very entertaining moment. So let's gather at 7 p.m. and address the key economic issues.